It is so great to see you here on another Lost In. Today, we're taking a quick dive into the shallow end of the Volkswagen PASSAT. Volkswagen in Brazil has a history full of innovation and a passion for automotive culture. Since its arrival on the Brazilian market in the 1950s, the Volkswagen brand has won over generations with iconic vehicles that have marked not only mobility but lifestyle. Among these icons, the Volkswagen PASSAT stands out. Launched in 1974, a model that brought advanced engineering and beautiful design for its time. With its bold aerodynamics and front engine, front-wheel drive, water-cooled engine, the PASSAT quickly became a symbol of sophistication and performance. This is Lost In. Strap in. Let's go. Volkswagen's PASSAT was the first Brazilian vehicle to offer a water-cooled engine. A four-cylinder 1400, hiding 75 horsepower under that pony barn. The PASSAT was launched way back in 1974, and this was just 1 year after it arrived in Europe, with a design by Italian master
Giorgetto Giugiaro.
This car initially had a two-door design. This was for the Brazilian preference of two-door vehicles. Four-door vehicles were seen as notable. For one, they were seen as taxi fleet vehicles, so the value was barata, not so good, very low. And on top of it, they were also seen as liabilities. A lot of carjackings were happening back here. Somebody could jump in the back seat, rob you, or more important, your little kids could fall out the back seat. Not so good. So the four-door vehicle came later and made its debut at the 9th Sao Paulo Auto Show. The innovations were so great, so many, that this car was named Car of the Year. Boom, boom, yeah. The PASSAT had many technical advances and innovations compared to what was in Volkswagen do Brasil's portfolio at this time. The structure was a unibody, so it was very strong. Water-cooled front-wheel drive when all other model Volkswagens were rear engine, air-cooled, and the modern PASSAT had overhead camshaft, differing from the other air-cooled vehicles that had cam in block. The PASSAT had a negative scrub radius for its suspension, giving it excellent handling. The dual hydraulic brake system gave it really good stopping power. 1976, the PASSAT 1600 had arrived. Hiding 95 horsepower in that power barn. Ooh, that's a lot of horsepower for back then. The rear hatch was enlarged and was so-called the three-door version. So they counted the front, the passenger, and the rear hatch as doors. 3 doors. Boom. So the 3-door was offered alongside the 4-door, but you couldn't get a 2-door, just a 3 and a 4. Okay. The ethanol version would come later. In 1979, 1980 saw a restyling of the PASSAT, gaining rectangular headlights.
A facelift!
In this same year, the PASSAT was elected Car of the Year again. Yes, score. Bom trabalho, senor. Over time, the PASSAT spawned diverse versions of itself, mechanical changes, upgrades, and new finishing options. They gotta give it a little, zest, but always possessing the same body style. The PASSAT Surf, very cool. The PASSAT TS and the PASSAT LSE. And there was a form from Iraq, was created to be exported to the Middle East, and it was eventually built and sold here in Brazil as well. Boom, nice. And there was also the Village. It also got upgrades such as a 5-speed manual transmission and a sunroof. Woohoo! The sporty GTS Pointer was introduced August 1983, possessing a tuned-up suspension, upgraded finishing, super light alloy wheels, and Recaro seats. Ooh, comfort. Yeah. Amongst other features, the Passat was also the base for the Santana. Well done again. The Santana was made just for the Brazilian market. Beautiful. And the Santana was offered in a 2-door version, addressing the Brazilians' preference for that model. 2 doors. After 1984, the Passat got the same 1.8 motor coming from the Santana. 95 horsepower in the ethanol version and only 85 horsepower in the gasoline version. I mean, this hurts my brain. Why, as we advanced forward, the horsepower just kept going down? I know your butt dyno isn't going to notice 10 horsepower, but sir, 10 horsepower is 10 horsepower. The Passat was manufactured in Brazil until 1988 and sold more than 675,000 units. Boom! I keep doing that, but I mean like, boom! The Passat left behind a strong legacy here. And in a short matter of time, the Passat became a beloved classic car here. And there's no end of the modifications these vehicles get, from being stands lowered and usually keeping their beautiful iconic shape. These are beautiful cars. If you have a chance to get one, I strongly suggest you do it. Tell me about if you had one of these. Like I said, this was a quick dive into the shallow end. There's so much about the Passat I could really go into depth on. Leave your stories, corrections, and input down below. I look forward to reading all of your comments. And if you like what we do here on Lost In, please give a thumbs up, subscribe, share this with your primo. And until next time, I'll see you on the flip side. Até o próximo. Ciao, ciao.